Good morning. Welcome to Seven Animals Qigong. I'm Thomas Silvani. Today we're going to do monkey and deer. Wahahaha. Yeah, so the seven animals, I'm going to focus on those two today. And I'm going to do a bit of a heart meditation in the central portion of the flow. So I want to start by talking about something I associate with monkey, and that is this grand joker sort of energy. One of my meditation teachers would say, the jokester reigns supreme. The jokester reigns supreme. And she would say it, she would insert it here and there. It's such a compelling statement. And it's such a compelling idea. And there have been a couple times where I've experienced it full on. I remember one evening just contemplating some things in my life, things that I felt weren't going as well as I would have hoped. Um, in fact, very much failing. And I won't go into the detail, but I will go in the detail of what occurred with that, with this jokester sort of energy. Because it's like this. When we hear the term the grand joker, we might experience 1% of his energy. Now imagine you're experiencing 100% of that energy. And no matter what you bring to light about your life, about life overall, imagine 100% jokester energy coming in and lighting that up, and you experiencing that sort of joy and laughter in regards to it, in regards to anything. That's what I felt like built up in this evening of contemplation, or just considering my life. And I suppose I allowed in this jokester sort of energy, and it was remarkable because the jokester reigns supreme. And sometimes when I've spoken about this energy, perhaps there's a concern that it's about us. We're the butt of the joke. And some other is having some sort of unwholesome joy about that. But that's really not the situation here. Because yes, you are the butt of the joke, but but more than that, you're the enjoyer of the joke. So that joy is the main point. And monkey is very much a symbol of that for me, of the seven animals that I practice. So yeah, I want you to associate that with monkey when you practice, or when you consider him, right? Because for me, the animal frolics, yes, they're the sets of movements, they're the standing meditations, they're the instructions around breathing and moving, but they're also more than that. There's something they are archetypes, they are energies that you can meditate upon in your day, as you go through challenges, as you have a moment to yourself. So I thought I would start with that before we actually do some monkey. Um, and another part of monkey is this warm heart, sort of mammalian heart. Dragonfly, another one of the animals, is also about the heart center. And crane also has a heart feature because it's so lung opening and center circulatory, uh, powerful in that way. But for me, monkey has this warmth of the heart because we're constantly bringing energy to the heart area, kind of like sinking into that, you know. And then, of course, we start moving with it. We start playing with it, uh, and then we start to really open and share that energy. And then we delightfully enjoy it, like a batch of grapes. I'm just like quickly going through all the movements. And of course, the standing meditation is here. And the last one is sort of a combination of the last two walkings. So it's very much about this heart. There's this idea of this food, eating the grapes. It's a kind of bodily enjoyment kind of heart. And one of the communities of meditation I was part of was very much about heart energy, sitting in the heart field. Um, there would be an emphasis on the hands, the connection to the heart, and say sitting in meditation with the palms open like this. And you're connecting to this heart field. So I thought I would bring that in as a central portion to today's class. And then I thought at the end, we would do some deer. Because deer is a beautiful enjoyer of the forest. And also I feel there's a really coming home to your soul, and not even just coming home, but like activating that in the world. So it's like, hey, these antlers are connecting to cosmic energy, and I am here as myself. So cosmos, let's do this. um, so there's some little preludes to the animals of today. Begin by warming our hands up a moment, and let's bounce up and down a little. Activate our energy within. Now let's come to stillness. Let's bring our hands in front of our heart center as if we're holding a giant pole, or it could be a ball, up to you. Tailbone is tucked slightly in. Feet about shoulder width apart. Knees are slightly bent. Elbows and wrists open and loose, slightly bent. Shoulders relaxed. Spine long, loose. And breathing. So this is the opening standing meditation for Monkey Animal Frolic. Bring to mind the instruction around the eyes, which is they are quick, they are playful, And we can remind our body of the energy, the movement style of monkey is light, agile, quick, playful, joyful. Good. So in general, I would do maybe 3 or 9 breaths of standing before moving on. And now Monkey Animal Frolic has 5 walking parts to it, which I detail in a book that I've created, which is available on my website for free, qigongonthego.com. And I have a print version ready as well. I just need to create a little store for that. So that should be on the site soon too. Um, so are we going to do all 5? I think we'll do 4. We're going to do 4. We're going to start with the weight on our right, left toes pointing up. We're going to breathe in, step forward, and step forward and bring the hands to the chest. Look to the left and sink. Lean back, inhale, draw energy up, step forward, hands to the chest, and looking to the right. So if you look at my hands, one's in front of the other. Okay, breathing in, bring up energy to the heart area, sink into the heart area. Breathing in, out, breathing in. Good. One more time. Weight is on the right, left foot forward, breathing in, drawing up energy, curling, sinking, exhale. Breathing in, out, breathing in, out. Rest at your own pace. Remember the light-hearted playfulness of Monkey now. Now I was mistaken. I'm not going to do number 2, walking number 2. So we're going to do the first, the third, and the fourth today. And we're going to do one more of the first. Okay? So weight on the right, left forward, drawing in. Eyes are lively, quick. Good. I'm going to skip number 2 because it's a little bit more involved, and go into number 3. Number 3, we're going to open wide, stepping forward and offering the energy forward. So we're going to gather big and offer big. Inhale, collect, exhale, offer. Now, as you offer, you're strong in your body. You're really channeling this energy. This isn't just going out of you 100%, and then now you're strong. And I see a lot of media about the Monkey King. See like a movie called that, or a number of movies on that theme. Um, I don't exactly know what that's about, but Monkey King, it's a good image for this. We're offering out like a good king would, but we're also um, profoundly powerful. And one more of these. Weight is on the right, stepping out and gathering and offering. Leaning back, gathering and offering. Leaning back, breathing in, stepping forward. So again, we're really channeling this through our body and up and sort of out the heart center, also out the hands. Good. And again, feel free to really exercise your mobility here. So if you feel like really breathing in and really gathering, accentuate that. Allow there to be that space for play. Play in the sense of playing with the form. I'm going to overdo the hands. I'm going to overdo the offering. So that overdoing is just being free to explore. Such an important point in Qigong practice. Otherwise, your energy is going to be very rigid. You're going to be trying to do it right. Um, and you're going to, frankly, do it wrong. What can I say? I will give you a bad grade. So, we're going to do one more of monkey and then move on to some sitting meditation in the heart field. So, notice we're bringing that heart field in and through our bodies with monkey already. So, where are we at? So, we're going to do the next, which is a similar beginning, gathering, but this time as we uh, move forward. We should be stepping here. We're going to actually bring the hands up the center line, scooping these sort of grapes. Imagine you've got a batch of nice grapes. And leaning back, breathing in, gathering from all around, breathing up the center line, exhaling up the center line. Just say in, out, in, out, in, out, in. So notice monkey isn't this sort of peaceful, serene. I mean, it could be if you wanted to do it that way. Maybe on some days that'll feel just right. But in general, monkey is a faster pace than most Qigongs because he does have that lighthearted, playful, kind of joyful thing going on. Okay, weight is on the right. Let's put our left foot out, toes up. Breathing in, gathering wide, step forward, bring up the middle chin. Inhale, exhale. Feast on those delicious grapes. Good. Let's end with this posture here. So we're going to have our weight down our right and our left foot. We're just on the ball, or left. And our fists are closed and we're going to face outward with our fists at our heart center area. And then let's shift to the other side. Weight is on our left. Right foot is, we're on the ball of our foot there. And then let's come to center and drop the hand. So this posture seals in the chi. Next up, let's find a nice, comfortable sitting posture. That could be in a chair, be cross-legged, on a cushion, be sitting on a bench. And just some points to think about when you're going to be sitting in meditation. Generally, you want your spine to be tall, active, right? We don't want to be leaning back on something, generally. So what we actually want to achieve is a slight forward angle to the hips. So if you're in a chair, you actually want to have your sit bones slightly higher up than I guess usual. What I want to say is your thighs should have a slight downward angle. So your hips are higher than your knees. And that kind of distributes the weight. See, ideally, if I was sitting, I'm doing kind of like a half and half thing here, but imagine I'm sitting on a chair and I was higher up. Then my feet could be flat on the ground. And I could have a bit of weight there, a bit of weight on the sit bones, and I can find a nice, balanced, alert posture, right? So I'm getting that kind of halfway, like I'm not uh, using my feet as much to kind of catch my weight, but I'm still getting that forward hips thing, which is the same as when you sit, let's say, on the ground with a cushion. You want to have the cushion enough that your thighs can have a slight downward angle. Hopefully, your knees are touching the ground. Maybe you can put a cushion under them. And then you can achieve that nice spine where you have a nice curve. And that'll save a lot of pressure from your low back, kind of overdoing the weight there. So, some things to keep in mind when you're sitting in meditation, for long stretches. Um, so, let's get comfortable. We're going to sit for a short time in the heart field. So, an instruction to bring to mind here that you can use is warm heart, warm hands. And have your hands however they're comfortable. Sometimes I'll start hands down, just really kind of sink into it. And then if I feel the energy is building, I might bring them up, connect. So we're simply sitting, feeling, breathing, and allowing a connection, heart energy. It's an interesting thing, heart energy, because think of Rumi talking about love between two, where the two have a sense of one. Heart energy, it can be very embodied in your body. There also seems to be this sense of devotional connection to something greater. And that's sitting in the heart field. You can be there. Just enjoy that. And it can be peaceful and calm, or it can have some energy to it. It can have some excitement and passion. Maybe you feel that for someone intensely. Allow that to be your heart field sitting. And even draw to mind some being who activates your heart. Could be a pet, be a child, could be anyone, could be a place. So usually when I sit in meditation, I'll usually have a timer. And if I don't, I'll perhaps count breaths. So since I don't have a timer handy, I'm going to count 18 breaths. So coming from Qigong, we always do things in threes or sixes or nines, and generally in nines and in multiples of nine. So I'm going to do two multiples here, do 18 breaths. And so let's sit quietly in the heart field together. You can count with me if you like. On your inhale, you could count 1. And exhale, inhale, 2, and so on. Or you could just simply sit and feel. Okay, good. So that was 18 breaths. Counting breaths is also a really nice tool to have. Like, let's say you find yourself waiting for someone or something, and you have a few minutes. You can use your breath to create a container of meditation. But as you get to know how long 9 breaths is for you, 18 breaths, then you can feel safe that you're not going over your time limit so that you're not late for this appointment or whatever it is. And yet you can find some meditation there, some good energy, some good nourishment, some good rejuvenation. For example, last night I went for a walk with my wife, and we ended up going to her parents' house. They don't live far. And my wife and my mother-in-law went upstairs for a moment, and I was just on my own. So I just simply sat, found a good posture in my chair, and just breathed. I didn't have to count breaths because they would come down in a few minutes. And it was really nice. Ended up really slowing down my breath, which in general in sitting meditation, we don't try to do anything special with the breath. Um, but last night, what felt good was to really allow the breath to come still in the sense of slow. So, yeah, Qigong on the go, that's where that name comes from. Okay, let's finish with some deer. Again, deer is one of the animal frolics. It's one of the classic 5 animal frolics. Of course, I do 7. These 2 were added later to the repertoire. So deer is interesting because there's female deer movements and male deer movements. And then you could say there are, like the last walking meditation. It's very sort of neutral. You could say very balanced. But the first 3 walking meditations are very much female deer, and the next 2 are very much male deer. And there's a contrast there. Um, Although it's interesting too, because the 3rd female deer, right before the transition into the male, starts to have this sort of fiery movement and inequality, and kind of raising up this energy in this intense way. So even there's sort of a nice arc, you could say, or flow trajectory. But it's interesting to have the 2 sort of polarities present in one animal frolic. So we're back to standing and walking as the animal frolics go. And so we're going to start with some standing meditation for the deer. Now, the way I do the deer is I actually have 2 different standing postures that I use. I like to do one at the beginning and one at the end. So we're actually going to end with a standing posture as well. But the first one is about listening in the forest. So deer listens. So we take our standard standing meditation posture in terms of the body. Tailbone tucked in slightly, which makes a bit of a flat portion to the spine here. What that does is it sort of closes the circuit that allows the sort of generating and regenerating the chi in that microcosmic orbit, we call it. So rather than kind of hanging out, we're and a common instruction is to sink into the earth. Okay, so knees are slightly bent, joints are generally bent and open and loose, and flowing. And our hands, sort of fingertips pointing forward, but there's a sense of like listening to the energy around you. Tip of the tongue is touching the roof of the mouth, breathing in and out through the nose. Just noticing a squirrel in our backyard. Doesn't happen often. Squirrels are not the most common thing in Florida. And also one of our cats is out, so she's not in the backyard at the moment, but I'm sure she would be having some opinions right now if she was out there. So listening to the energy. There's a squirrel about. Squirrels have a bit of monkey energy going on, so that monkey's still around, you could say. So tuning our ears into the space, tuning into the energy and this listen kind of way. Becoming intimate with the space. And the first walking looks like this. Okay, so that's just a brief demonstration of what we're going to be doing. Notice the hands end in this way where this is our standing posture. Okay, so we're going to be touching into this sense of listening. And the rest of it is not unlike some of the walking we did earlier. So we're going to start with the weight on the right foot, left foot forward, toes up. We're going to draw energy in. Now at this point, rather than going forward, we're going to kind of create that palms down listening. And we're going to bring the hand to the ear as we step forward. Exhale, stepping forward and leaning back, drawing in, stepping forward, hands out. When I say out, I mean this one's kind of out and this one's kind of to the side. Okay? Leaning back, drawing in, exhale, in, exhale. Let's do that one again. Weight is on the right, left foot is forward, toes are up, draw in, stepping forward, exhaling, hands like the deer listening, leaning back, drawing in, exhaling forward, in, out, in, out. A few more silently on your own. And next, deer walking is really just the same, but our hand comes back to our side here, side of the rib, side of the lungs. Okay, so everything else is the same. You're just going to have more movement in the hand. Weight is on the right, left foot's forward, drawing in. Exhale, hand comes further back. Leaning back, inhale, exhale. So have some curiosity about, okay, what's this hand all about? What happens as I move the hand more than the last one? And listen to what your body tells you, to what your energy tells you. Let's do one more of those. Weight is on the right, drawing in. For me now, I just experience more playful freedom. I notice just, in one of the crane movements, I talk about hang time because there's this sense of soaring and like lifting off and, hang time from like basketball and someone's doing a slam dunk. I just seem to just be up there. I experience some hang time with that. It's like I suddenly have all this movement to explore and balance. And so that's what came to me. Now, the third deer, we're still in the female deers here, by the way. These listening, these have been two female deers. Now the third female deer, the final female deer, check it out. We're going to start off the same. Sorry, weight is on the right, left foot. So drawing in, exhaling, come there. Now we keep sort of going with it. We turn this back foot so it's pointing back. So I kind of have this centered sort of stance. And now my hands go down. I'm very much centered now. And I breathe in. Female deer raises the fiery cauldron. That's what this one's called. Okay? Now, I'm actually like this. So then I lean back. This would be your left foot. And I breathe in, drawing up, stepping forward, hand to the side, but then keep going. Put that back foot out, sink down, breathing in, lean back. Really cool. This this listening is very yin. This is much more yang. So I love this sort of, you set up this field of yin, this receptivity. And then you draw energy right from the earth, right up your perineum, which is the bottom point of your torso kind of thing, and into your body, into your dantian. It's great. How are we doing for time? So let's do this one again. This one's definitely more complicated, but I think you can do it. Weight is on the right, left foot's forward. We draw in. We step forward. Hands are listening. Come to the side. Keep going. Spin that left foot, that back foot out. Sink down with both hands. Breathe in. Clenched fists. Okay, lean back now. Open the hands. Spin forward, breathing in. Listening exhale. Put that back foot out. Sink down. In. Exhale. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. One more. In. Out. In. Good. We're going to do one of the male deers, and then we're going to finish with some short standing. So here we go. So weight is on our right. We're going to breathe in. Hands or fists, raise them above your head. Bring your left foot up. Step down with the left foot. Pointing, say 45 degrees angle here. Exhale, spin so that your right knee goes into your left calf. And back to center, leaning back. Inhale, raising up the right foot now. Step down, exhale. Left knee into the right calf. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale. Back to center. Good. There's one more male deer, which we're not going to do because it's this, but about 5 times more complicated. Okay, let's do one more of these. Weight is on the right. We draw in. We step down, exhale, look to the one side. We center and draw in, out, in, out, in. Good. Really fun one to explore. Let's finish with another standing posture. We can think of these as antlers. We can think of them as antennae. And just connect the source, the energy of the cosmos. And make an intention of bringing this aliveness to your life. Asking the universe to support that endeavor, just as it supported your energetic work, your Qigong here in this session. Remember that your warm heart and warm hands can be a constant, even though you might not always feel them. You might enter situations where there's a lot of chaos. But remember, that can be your posture. Bow to monkey, bow to deer, bow to all beings. Let's do 3 cleansing breaths to close. We bring our hands up, inhaling. Exhale. Hands. Inhale. Gathering fresh energy. Exhale. Harmonizing. Clearing. Inhale. Exhale. Let's end a moment with our hands on our dantian. And fold your hands like me. Thumb in the palm, resting on the dantian. Or just rest them easy. Close your eyes for a moment. Thank yourself for practicing Qigong today. Notice how happy and alive your body is. And let's bring this forth into our days. Thank you for joining me today.